For the longest time, a university degree was seen as a kind of golden ticket, right? A guarantee that you were set for life, professionally speaking. But in a world that's changing faster than ever, well, that whole idea is being put to the test.
Here's a thought that might sting a little. Relevance has an expiry date. Think about it. The knowledge you worked so hard for a decade ago, or even just a few years ago, might not be enough to tackle the problems we're facing today. Now, this isn't about trashing education. It's just about facing the fact that knowledge has a shelf life.
So, if a degree isn't the only gold standard anymore, what is? What's the new currency of competence in this fast-moving world? That's the big question we're going to dig into right now. We're going to explore what really, truly matters for your career today and tomorrow.
Okay, first up, let's talk about the depreciating qualification. Now, that sounds a little harsh, I know. And to be clear, qualifications are absolutely important. They build your foundation, they get your foot in the door, but their value can fade if they're not constantly updated with new practical abilities.
Think of it this way. Your degree, your certification, that might land you the interview. It might even get you that first job. But your long-term growth, your ability to navigate new challenges and really move up, that's all determined by the skills you actively build along the way.
And if you need proof, just look at this number, 20%. That means 1 out of every 5 job titles you see out there today literally did not exist 2 decades ago. It's just solid proof that the world of work is evolving way too fast for any single static qualification to last a lifetime.
And all of this points to a really fundamental shift in focus. The conversation is changing. It used to be, so what did you study? Now, more and more, the question is, okay, but what can you do? It's a move away from pedigree and straight towards performance. It's less about the diploma on the wall and all about the real, tangible capabilities you bring to the table right now.
So, if qualifications can depreciate, what's the alternative? Well, that brings us to the appreciating skill. See, unlike static knowledge, skills are an asset that actually grows in value. The more you use them, the better you get, and the more valuable they become.
So what exactly is a skill? Well, it's way more than just knowing a fact. It's knowledge in motion. It's that magic transformation from passively understanding something to being able to actively do it. That's the bridge between theory and practice, and that's where the real value is.
The best analogy is learning to drive a car. You can read every single book on traffic laws. That's knowledge, right? But you don't actually have the skill of driving until you've merged onto a busy highway in rush hour. It's that application, that real-world practice, that builds an intuitive feel for the car. That's the journey from knowing to actually doing.
And when we look at the skills that matter most for the future, it's really interesting. The World Economic Forum points to things like resilience, flexibility, and agility. Notice something? It's not just about technical stuff. It's about these very human capabilities that allow us to adapt and thrive no matter what comes next.
And if you need a little fire lit under you, check out this number, 44%. That's the chunk of our core job skills that are expected to change in just the next few years. This isn't some far-off, distant threat. It's happening now, and it's a massive call to action to keep learning and keep reskilling.
You know, Mark Twain just nailed it with this one. The goal isn't just to be educated, it's to always be a learner. Your formal education, it's a fantastic launching pad, but it should never, ever be the end of your curiosity or your growth.
So how do we pull all of this together into something we can actually use? Let's frame it with what we're calling the new career equation. It's a really simple, modern framework for thinking about your professional growth. And it breaks down pretty simply, like this. Your qualification is your start. It gets you in the game. Your skills are what keep you relevant day in and day out. And your commitment to continuous learning, well, that's the engine for your long-term growth. You really need all three working together. I absolutely love this quote from Henry Ford because it gets to the heart of that learning part of our equation. It's about that mindset, right? Staying curious, staying agile, it keeps your mind sharp and your career moving forward.
So here's the bottom line. If your qualification is a snapshot in time, your skill set is the ongoing journey. It's the living, breathing story of your growth, and that brings us to a really direct call to action for you.
Don't try to do everything at once. That's overwhelming. Just start small. Pick one skill, just one, that would make a real difference for you, and focus on getting better at it.
And remember our driving analogy. Knowledge isn't a skill until you put it into motion. So find a project, volunteer for a task, do whatever it takes to immediately apply what you're learning in the real world.
This is it. This is the core message. Chase competence, not just another certificate for the wall. Focus on what you can actually do, and you'll find the credentials often follow as a natural result of your awesome new capabilities.
It's really that simple. Your formal qualifications will always represent a moment in your past. Your job, our job, is to make sure our skills are always ready for the future.
And so I'll leave you with the only question that really matters for your future, for your growth, and for your relevance. It's not what did you study, it is what are you learning now?